Okay guys, so in this section, we're gonna quickly talk about a few tips and tricks that are gonna help bring out your client's lips and make them just look fantastic, okay? So I'll show you the before and after of what we're gonna quickly do to our lips. You can see just a little bit of cleanup and then also adding just a little bit of color so that if I zoom out, you can see that her lips were kind of just right on that threshold of almost just fading into the skin. So I just wanted to add a little bit more color so that they looked like they didn't just blend into the skin. All right, so let's move over to our working file. And the first thing I'm going to do in our lesson 3 folder is create a new layer. And this layer is going to be named Lip Clean Up. For this, I'm going to be using my healing brush tool, which is the J key. It's very simple to get there, and then if you did want to access any of the other tools within the healing brush menu option, you would just hold down your Shift key and hit J, and that's going to cycle through all of the different tools that are within that menu. All right, so the nice thing about the healing brush tool is that you tell it where to sample texture from. So the healing brush tool is going to use texture from where you sample, and it's going to use color from where you paint. All right, so just simply getting rid of some of these areas where there's a little bit of discoloration in the lips, not very much at all. There is one other thing that I wanted to talk about in terms of the healing brush tool. There are a lot of people who think that you can't use the healing brush tool over areas of high contrast, and you kind of can, because as long as you give Photoshop the framework within what you want to heal, it does a really good job at guessing what you're trying to do. So I'll show you an example. If I just wanted to kind of even out this lip line right here, I can't just sample here and then add it here, but if I sample this right here where there's a line between the two teeth, if I sample right there on that line, and then I come over here and line up that line of my preview, can you guys see the preview? And then I paint, you can see how Photoshop was able to do a really good job without any bleeding almost whatsoever to get rid of that, that little issue right there. So if you give Photoshop the tools it needs, it will work perfectly for you, and I can't wait for you guys to discover more tricks and more tips that are going to really help you in every image that you retouch, not just portrait work. All right, let's move on and let's add some color. So we will switch over to our adjustments panel here, and then we're going to click on the hue saturation button. And then let's add just a little bit more pink color to our lips by decreasing the hue. And then let's add maybe +18 opacity. And since we've already got a mask on our layer, we're just going to hold the Command or Control I button to invert our mask. And then make sure we are using our brush tool, which is the B key. And then we are just checking our opacity and flow, making sure they're all the way up. And now I can come in here and paint in over the lips and give them just a bit more saturation so that they just add the slightest bit of pop. And they just stand out just a little bit more on our model's face.